Hello, 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 chat. How? Welcome to the stream. I am very, very excited today because I am going to do something that I've been wanting to do for a bit, but it's very different from the normal course of action today. Today I'm going to be working on my Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I'm going to be working on world building and maybe some session planning if I get around to it. Mostly world building, I think. Which of course means that if you are any of my players, you cannot be here. This will spoil literally everything. Jane? Jane? You have to leave. I know. I swear, if you don't leave, I will come to London and kick your ass. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. You would beat me up. And there's like a pandemic. Damn. Ooh, I gotta think of a good threat because I cannot fight Jane. I will lose. I'm weak, chat. I'm weak as a baby. I've got limp little noodle arms. Gosh, what's a good threat? I will not play knights. Yeah, there we go. It's not even my campaign, but I won't even play at it. So there. However, everyone else who is not a player in my campaign is more than welcome to stay. Gonna put on some music, and then we will get to what's some good music? Okay. I think that's good. Be a little loud. If it's ever too loud, chat, let me know. It's hard to like figure out what the audio is for you guys, cuz my headset, like, I can adjust the volume on personally my end, so I can never tell if it's loud because my headphones are loud or if it's like loudly set up. Jane, no, leave. You cannot be here. You have to leave. I know. That is unfortunately the rules, or else literally this entire campaign you'll just get spoiled, and we haven't even played yet. Yeah! Oh my god! What do you think campaign world building with the tag of Dungeons and Dragons meant? You just saw the stream title? Oh no. Why do you think I have the players stay out? Aww. Well, that is very sweet in its own right. I really appreciate your support, and I hate to just, like, kick you out, but I don't want you to get spoiled. No! Jane! Please, no! I don't even think I don't know if you were here yet, because I literally did threaten to come over and, fly to England and beat you up, but then I realized that you would win, so I kind of took that off the table. So don't no cheating, no spoiling, please. Don't forget to leave the stream. Okay, goodbye. Bye, Jane. Thank you for coming, even though it was for little time. I knew Jane would be here. I knew she would. Seems like a sneaky thing for Jane to do, to try to come and... Oh my goodness. Okay, let us get started. Okay. I just use Google Docs for stuff because I'm... Ooh, let me move this over so I can see chat. I just use Google Docs because, frankly, it's very just easy for me because I use it for a lot of other stuff for like school. So, yes. If we want to do like a quick tour of my folders, I can do that. But I think this is the big document. It has like, why am I, okay, I am in editing mode. Oh, I already had the tab open. Whoopsies. See, okay, so over here is all my little tabs. This is basically my main, like, overarching document. This is where I do a lot of world building stuff. It's just to keep it all in, like, one place, so it's not, like, because I found that when I do tons of folders, that I, like, lose stuff, and I never know where, like, to put things. So I found just this giant one, and then I have some separate stuff in other folders and stuff. So, okay, things I need to work on. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff in here, chat. I spent way too much time on this, and because I have to do a lot of world building for this campaign. I don't know. I really want. This is like my first real campaign that I'm DMing for. I usually am a player, and so I really want this to be like, mwah, you know what I mean? I love making lore that I don't need to add for no reason. I just want it to be like good, you know? And I have a lot of countries because there's gonna be some little militaristic plots up in there, you know? So I have a lot of countries that I gotta work out. Like wars and how all the countries think about each other and just a bunch of stuff. But, you know, my goal, I think, is we're gonna work on the country of Olsveir because this is the one that the players are going to start in. I thought this would be good because Olsveir is basically like the least important country. That sounds so bad, but like they're really out of the loop political wise. So is this? Oh, I just realized y'all weren't hearing the music on this panel. I will one day figure out how to fully how to stream. That just day is not today, apparently. Anyways, Olsveir is basically like the country that is like the least political wise. They are kind of just there because they don't have like a lot of stuff that really the other countries care about, and so like no one wants to like take the land and they don't want to like fight them, so it's just kind of like they've accepted that they're just here at this point. They're kind of behind or like a little bit more archaic to the other countries, which honestly might just be some racism or difference in class. They're kind of on the poorer side, so there's some other countries that are a little bit stuck up. So I'm gonna have them start there, because this is my train of thought, is that if I want basically them to not have any political, like, real political power or gain over anything, and then eventually they will grow, like, they will get more and more famous, or more power and more, like, oomph, political gain, you know? So I was thinking that if I start in Oldsveer, then even if they do a bunch of shit and they become really powerful and really well known in Oldsveer, that they will go to another country and then not be that different or not that well off. Like, they'd have a little bit of power and a little bit of, like, respect, but, like, it's not like someone in the capital, like, the country that controls all the other countries is really gonna care about a hero from a country like Oldsveer. So, yeah. If, chat, you are honestly my soundboard, because, this stream, I really wanted to do this stream, because I think campaign planning, you see, like, a lot of thought go into it, and just me, like, thinking stuff in my head and saying it out loud. I do that on my own. So I thought this would be fun for people to get a glimpse of, like, my storyline and possibly, like, be involved in the process of it. It is also, not gonna lie, my way to just info dump on strangers. Like, if I just say all this stuff out loud, then it doesn't matter to me. Like, because I have this campaign that I'm gonna run with is with 4 of my friends. My very close friends, who that's basically who I, like, talk to the most, and who I info dump on the most about, like, things I'm into or working on. But they're players, so I can't info dump to the players, because then they'll be spoiled and know the plot. Like, I can't call Alec and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing, or, like, what do you think about this idea or this idea, because they're a character, so it's not. So now you guys are subject to my info dumping. So good luck. Okay, let's get on top of this. What do I need to work on for Oldsveer? I have a bunch of, like, I went on a website that was, like, a regular world building website for, like, when you write a story. And it said a bunch of, like, important things you should consider. And I kind of just wrote them all down. I might delete some of them if I'm just like, this is not important to me. But I thought it would be good to, like, go over them, because I feel like it would really, if I just figure out, like, a bunch of simple stuff, it's really going to help me overall become, like, very, able to just, like, spout things about, like, the world, you know, like, how the country works, like, the culture, you know, how the people will react to things. So, Oldsveer is basically how I have Oldsveer, is that it is a bunch of tribes. They're a really old country, and they've kind of, what it's done is the Oldsveer, the land itself, is very, very deserty and abandoned and just, like, not a place to live or survive, because there's, like, no water or food. And, like, at one point in time, there was just, like, dangerous monsters traversing the land all the time, and everyone was, like, fuck that area, that's scary, I'm gonna die, right? But the people of Oldsmere were like, it's free real estate. They like went on this, like the ancestors of Oldsmere just like went on this huge spree to like kill all these like, or like either like at least like not necessarily kill all of them, but like get rid of the like the monsters that were trolling the areas that they wanted to be. They've imbued magics, like they have like these magic bubble systems where like around they have like the tribe, and then around it is this magic bubble where it's let like plant life grow, animals sustained, it changed the weather a bit, like really magically advanced. So they're able to survive on this like desert that has like nothing. So the people, so it's still like tribe systems, but like the outside of the bubbles are still really dry desert, like really dangerous terrain to go across. Like it's really, really easy to frankly just like die if you go to Oldsmere and you don't like get a guide or like someone who knows what they're doing or how to get across this area. Because if you just start walking, like you're or like don't have the proper like food or water rations, like you're kind of screwed. It's a little bit strange. So the Oldsmere tribe is the like the one in charge. The way I always think about running the government of Oldsmere as a whole is that they're kind of really into letting each tribe run themselves in the way that they want to. Like they're not super big about like unionized government. It's kind of just like little separate areas that have their own rules with like a couple overarching rules. Like if there's like inner tribe, like if there's like tribe conflict between them, then they're obviously gonna have to like resolve it somewhere. They don't want just like everyone going to war all the time. So the Oldsmere tribe is technically the capital of Oldsmere. It was like the first tribe to like ever exist, and the leader in like olden times, like in ancient times, it was someone with the last name Oldsmere who like corralled everyone to be able to take over the land and like make the magic bubbles and like drive the monsters away. So they've kind of just been like, great, you're the leader now, and this tribe is the leader. So and then all the other countries were like, great, that's the leader, sure, you're the capital, and you're the people we're gonna call the whole entire country after. Even though that's not necessarily like the locals' decision, it was kind of just other countries coming in and saying, this is how it's gonna run. Which, yikes, low-key fucked up. But, you know, how European type governments looked after like like people of like smaller, like lower class, or like less like what's the word for that, less like civilized areas. I thought that was pretty accurate. Basically I just have the areas in the capital because capital of the country. I have these other tribes to work on, and I also have some like general stuff to work on. So let's get into, I could just start knocking out some of the like basics about the entirety of the country. That's an option. Okay, sure. Oh, yeah. I don't want to like completely get rid of, like, it's still basic, D&D stuff, so I don't want to be like, oh yeah, they don't have any of the like other stuff, but I think for weapons that they use, it's got to be pretty simple. Like I don't think they would necessarily be like super into like artificer culture or like making crazy, like finding magic to work in crazy ways. They're probably just like, yeah, I'm good with a sword or a great axe. I don't need anything else. That's weird. They You're gonna also learn that I cannot spell. It's gonna be a lot of misspelled words, but that's okay. You know what? That's a-okay. They use weapons on the simpler, more... That is... Yep. Simpler, more basic side. They'd probably be really into naming weapons. Like, I feel like their weapons are really important to them culturally. I've decided that at least Oldsveer, like, they're all pretty warrior based, and like have a good culture standing in like fighting, and I feel like they'd be really like, weapons would be like a huge cultural significance to them, and not just like, this is a tool that I use. Not into fancy artificer technologies or crazy embellished? Is that what it's called? I'm talking about like the weapons that like, you know how like, and when you watch like movies or like read a book or something, and then they'll have like the pompous rich noble have like this weapon that's like gilded with like jewels and like a bunch of like look really really fancy or intimidating. Like, I'm trying to say like that they're not like into that. Like, it's a sword's a sword. Like, it's not like gold laced or something. Like, maybe a couple people, but not really like, not tons of people. Embellishments? Is that okay? Is that what the word means? Okay. Oh. I got exposed. I was working on my... I was learning how to do the panels for my Twitch. So I was leaking my Twitter. I got exposed for trying to put myself... other socials out there, which is a, you know what, a great transition. If you guys ever want to follow me on Twitter, then that is said_anxious_gay. I post updates about my streams. I post every time a stream will happen, so you know when it will. I post random stuff, so maybe you can check it out. We love just blatant self-advertisement. Like gold laced or jewels. Okay, great. Naming? I don't like this song. Let me change it. I'm kind of bored of this thing that I used. Let's put some Zelda music on. Yeah! Let's get into it! Ugh. I should play Breath of the Wild sometime on stream. That'd be so fun. Ugh. Okay. I'll do that sometime. That sounds fun. Why was I don't know why my instinct was to just say, like, weapons! Weapons are important to... That is not... Nope. I swear I can spell. It just takes me a bit, okay? Oh, I'm good. Weapons are important to them as it has ties to their ancestors' culture and preserves their original way of life. Oh yeah. Big into naming weapons. I think that would be a good, cool detail. Is that like, everyone like names their weapons and like, as like a sign of like respect and, I think that'd be a cool feature. Ooh, you know what I just remembered? Okay. There's this show called Dimension 20. That's like a D&D show. Which is so good. So good. It's by College Humor. If you guys have never watched it or seen it, it's so good. It's so fucking good. Brennan Lee Mulligan is one of the most amazing DMs that I have ever seen, and I can only hope to become like that. I will never, frankly, but I, like, that's my, like, dream, like, skill level as a DM. So good. Anyway, he did this thing in one of his campaigns that he does, which was called Crown of Candy. And it had this detail in it where every weapon had like a name and no one but the owner. Well, it had like an official name and then it had like a nickname. And everyone would always call it by the nickname or like the title because it was like a weird like it was like a not tradition. What's the word for it? Superstition. Yeah, superstition that, like, if you actually said the weapon's name, you would end up on the side of it. Like, you would get killed by it. Which is so cool, and I think I might implement that. Because that's such a cool idea. And I think that'd be, like, so good. So good for the, like, lore of Olsevier, and, like, ooh, might take that. Listen, sometimes, I get so many ideas from other, like, people who are into D&D and stuff, because just, people are just so creative and, like, think of things that I would never have thought of, and it just, I see, like, ideas and I'm like, if I change that up a bit, like, I could change that up a bit, and it would fit perfectly into my campaign, and, like, I feel like that would be really cool to add. I'm gonna do that, because they're already, like, I already said they're into naming weapons, and then it's really important to them, so it would be totally cool to have this, like, superstition that they all, like, have as, like, a cultural thing. Okay. Each weapon has a title / nickname and and an official name, and there is a superstition that if you say the actual name, actual name instead of the title, then you will get killed by that weapon. Anything else I could... Nope, that is not the right there. Yep, okay. Okay, anything else I can think about? Weapons. I could do a cool thing about, like, passing down weapons from generation to generation. That would be cool, right? Like, if you... Like the current Oldsveer that's in charge now could have the original Oldsveer sword, and it just got passed down from generation to generation to each leader. Yeah. That could be really cool. Passed down the line. Weapons are passed down the line. Think about how to phrase this. Oh. Pass down the line. The generations as new generations become quote unquote in charge. Tradition / important moment. Ooh, I just realized with that, it could cause some, like, drama, because, like, if you as to okay, let me add this part and then I'll explain what I was going to say. To the oldest / in charge sibling in child in who becomes the next leader of the family. That way it can cause some drama because it usually we'll go to the oldest, right? So if a parent or something refuses to give it to the oldest or gives it to a different child or someone else, like, oof, yikes. Okay. We love making, I have no idea if I'm going to add that as like a factor or like some storyline, but I just like giving myself options, you know? Because I never know quite what I want to add yet. And so just knowing that I have the option to go down this route of like someone being jealous that they didn't like get the weapon and like have some weird vendetta thing, because if the oldest doesn't get it, it's basically the parent saying like, you are irresponsible, you are not like basically like denouncing them a little bit because they're not like the leader of the family for the next generation, and that's yikes. Transport. How do people get around in Oldsveer? I feel like for Oldsveer, it's not gonna have any like cars or magical transportation or carriages and stuff. I feel like it's probably just like walking or straight up horseback. I feel like that'd be good. I feel like horses are probably also pretty important to them. Like as like a respect thing. That makes sense to me. Ooh, should it be horseback or... They are a desert area. It wouldn't make sense for a horse to walk around on a desert. I mean, I could just do that, but should I do... Because I could do like something like camels. That's a good question. I didn't even think about that until now. I think I still kind of want to do horseback. What's a good / donkey? I feel like most people would ride a donkey because I feel like I've seen like donkeys in a desert transporting a bunch of people. Isn't that crazy to me? I feel like it's gonna be most people either walk or use a donkey, and then like people of like a little bit more power or a little bit more money will have like a straight up horse. Let me talk. Merchants / outsiders might bring in a pole cart, like things that they strap to horses. I don't think that's gonna be super common, like a carriage, but I like if someone comes from somewhere else that isn't Oldsveer, it would make sense that there would be carriages in Oldsveer, just because of the outsiders bringing them. Like I'm thinking this, like walking or donkey / horseback is like for the people born and raised in Oldsveer, common folk, and then there's like merchants, or like if someone randomly comes over there, then that's how it'll be. Yeah. Okay. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Okay. Sorry about that. Agriculture. Okay. Now this is the important thing. It's not like important, but this is the question about agriculture. Should it just be regular crops, or should I try to do weird magic crops? Cause I'm thinking that I think I might just do regular crops and then maybe have like, because I feel like the crops shouldn't be magical. I feel like there might be plants that are magical, but I feel like for actual like agriculture and like crops, that I think it'd be weird to have like weird exotic things or whatever. Let me look up what grows in a desert. What food grows in a desert? Yes. Alfalfa, small grains, onions, carrots, peaches, pears, and nectarines, all grown commercially in the high desert. Oh. Indigenous desert plants. Well, those are like not like food. What is high desert crops? Oh, that's for Los Angeles. Okay. Vegetables produced in the Sahara Desert. Yes. Let me see what these are. Not you blocking me from seeing what kind of stuff is grown in there by trying to get me to subscribe to your newsletter. I will never use this place. I'm not subscribing. Ooh, I can kind of see behind it. Let me just look. And grown amongst the dunes and okay, tomatoes, lettuce, carrots, cucumbers, courgettes, which are eggplants, onions, I think. Aren't they a type of eggplant? Or like, no, aubergines is eggplant. I took like French for like 2 semesters. So what are courgettes then? Oh, zucchini. Yeah, okay. Onions, peppers, beets, watermelons, and melons. Okay. So it just takes like a lot of work, but like you can grow stuff like just like straight up in the desert. And obviously a water source nearby, but it's like also gonna have some magic in there. So it's not like super important because I'm literally saying there's like a bubble of magic that changes the environment. But let's see. Okay. Do I have anything? Ooh, okay. Let's do typers. Types of crops. I do like the idea of melons being there. Various melons. I feel like that's very fitting. Let's do beets, carrots. Pepper. Let's see. Okay. Peppers. zucchini slash cucumbers. I know technically that zucchini and cucumbers are different, but I'm gonna just kind of like put them in an area. Okay. I see the diet of the people of Olsvier being really meat-based and like hearty vegetable-based. Like beets and like eggplants and like zucchini, cucumber. Pepper's a little weird, but like I feel like a lot of people would do canned things, and so that makes sense to me. I can work with this, yeah. Because like I feel like people eat like jarred foods and stuff. Like I feel like that would be pretty easy to do. Or like I could really imagine like, oh, in their like homes and stuff, they have like little jarred things of beets or, you know, whatever. Now, animals are a bit harder because there's way more, it's way easier to do like magic. You know what okay, this is a very strange one. Coconuts. But I'm also gonna add coconuts, not because I think it's like in a desert area, but because the magic bubble that gives them area to like grow and like have water and everything. The way I was decided how the terrain's gonna be is that I don't think that it will like fully get rid of the heat. Like it'll block it out a bit and it will like cool it down a bit, but I think it's still gonna be like it just can't, I don't see how it could just like completely take out the entire like air and like humidity and stuff. Or deserts aren't humid, they're dry. But like they're gonna obviously add a place with like they're gonna do a lot of water and it's still gonna be kind of hot. So I was thinking that like it would be a like tropical, almost like jungly type thing. Like not full jungle, but like there'd be like some elements of that. So I think adding like coconuts is like a nice little hint to the change. To like the change of like being tropical. Now when I think about, okay. Farm animals. I feel like they'd obviously have farm animal areas. But I don't think, like, I think it's probably gonna be like a little bit herdish. Like there's still be like a gate around it, but it's not like classic farm animals situation. It's kind of be like a oh, here's like an area that they roam in, you know? So like probably something that like deer, elk, slash moose. I feel like they would do that. Gazelle? That's more grasslandy, but I'm trying to think of like herdish animals. But like not like total herd animals. Stuff that they'd likely like keep around and stuff. Cows. They'd have cows. Sheep. Do I want sheep? That's a good question. Because I don't really know if they gotta have a way to produce wool. But they also, I don't see them using it a bunch. I feel like they would be more likely to use like deer skins and like fur of something. Instead of like wool. Definitely not like fine wool. They'll probably have some sheep. At least like I don't think they'd like make the wool like super fine, but like, you know, at least a little bit to like do like tapestries or like a couple like filling. I don't know why, but I have the strong feeling that they wouldn't have chickens. I don't know why that's a really strong feeling to me, but I'm gonna stick to my gut and say there's gonna be no chickens. Gazelles. They'd at least like breed donkey and some horses because they need those for transportation. So it makes sense that they'd like, you know, combine them. What are strong animal? Oxen. Those are, what are they called? Oxen. I feel like that would be good because they probably have like some animals to work the fields with, right? Okay, that's probably good for that for now. At least just a general, you know, list. Some of these are really short, but like it's just to give me a general like little snippet of an idea on how it's gonna be. Like I don't need to write tons on transport, at least for like Oldspear, because it's not like they have like a whole bus city system. Like they just walk, or maybe they ride a horse or something. Like some areas is just like really simple, but like some areas are just like walls of text. Nope, wrong thing. I fucked it up. Okay, there we go. Architecture. Oh, architecture. Okay. Okay. I feel like nothing's gonna be like nothing's run down or like super simple. Like there's still some like complicated more side like of the complicated side, right? Like it's not total just like wood shacks everywhere. But I don't think you would have like it's not gonna have like mausoleums or like it's not gonna be like Greece, you know? Like there's not gonna be like weirdly like intricate designs. Like it's gonna be fairly more on the simpler side. They're very practical. I feel like that's a good word to describe them, is practical, because they're like warriors. They've lived in this area that like not everyone like people avoid, you know? Like they're not super like showy or like, oh, come look at this cool building. That's really tall. It's just kind of like, I have a house and I live in it. Thank you. That's all you need to know. So more on the simpler Can't believe that's the second time I've written the word simpler. Side. More practical buildings. Oldsveer looks... no, I have to specify. The Oldsveer tribe is more built up. Looks... I was looking down. Ironic, because I was writing the words built up that I was looking down and couldn't see because my mic's covering part of my keyboard. Is more built up and looks more like a quote-unquote normal city. There are tribes that have the like classic TP like thing. Like I feel like it, cuz it's again like some like they're built different. Like they have different ways of like they have different cultures within the culture of just being an Oldsveer, or like they have separate cultures. They have separate of like the norm, you know? So I feel like there'll be a couple tribes at least that have like more of the classic, like everywhere is gonna have at least like a couple buildings, but like there might be a tribe that has like that focuses more on like, oh, we still have like teepees or like canopy areas that they like rigged up. Well, Oldsveer is basically like, comparing it to another country, it'd probably just be like a small city. Like it still is on the simpler side and the more practical things, but like I feel like because it's the capital and like it does a bunch of stuff, like it's definitely built up enough. Like there's not gonna be a teepee around. How do you spell teepee? That seems wrong. Is it just because I'm underestimating myself, or TP? Oh. Okay. I did it right. I don't know why I'm feeling cocky with how many easy words that I've spelled, so I don't know. I should lower my confidence a little bit. Look. A little bit, but not everyone. One thing I have not mentioned is that in the Oldsveer tribe, within it, there is a huge prison that Equilibria, which is the country that is in charge of all the other countries and are like the leader country, that Equilibria like as a self like set up for the nations, so it's not just like just for Oldsveer. Frankly, because like I've mentioned before, Oldsveer is mostly desert, and it's really easy to die out there if you don't know what you're doing. And a lot of the people that go, so they built the prison there because they were thinking like, it's kind of like okay, even if you do escape, good luck surviving, because many of the people that go there don't live in Oldsveer. They don't, anyone who's like a criminal in Oldsveer that isn't like, that's like a native to Oldsveer, like that shit is probably gonna be settled without making it an international incident. Like, I doubt there's like many people in Oldsveer that are gonna commit many crimes that won't just be solved like personally, or like go out to a bunch of other countries to commit crimes. Like, I mean, possibly, but like it's just not as likely as someone else doing it from a different country. So a non-native to Oldsveer gets thrown in this prison that's, one, highly secured on its own right, but I mean, there's always a chance for escape, you know. And so it's like, okay, you escape the prison, you don't know where you're going, you wander into the desert and die. Or you go right a bunch, and maybe you'll find the ocean. I don't know what you're gonna do at that point, because it's not like there's like boats around. They're not like, even though they're close to the ocean, they're not like a super like fishing people. Or like you might somehow find yourself to another tribe, and then it's just like, by the time you get there, there's already a message with your like description being like, hey, look out for this person, they're a criminal, and they're, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so many, like, it's so easier to hide prisoners there and like stop them from like escaping and running away when it's in the middle of butt fucking nowhere, you know? So the prison looks very different than the rest of Oldsveer, because it... Is this the wrong then? Damn it. Okay. Because it was built by outsiders. Like, it wasn't built by people who lived in Oldsveer, so it's gonna be odd. Science. I think I'm gonna commit science. I'm gonna change it to science/alchemy. How's that how you spell? Yeah. I'm learning how to spell. Period. Okay, I'm gonna change it to that, because like I do have an area for magic, but sometimes alchemy is a little bit less on the magic side, so I'll add them together. Oldsveer is not gonna be super into science, I think. Like, they might have done some stuff. Like, I'm not saying they've like never progressed in science but like I've said before, they're really practical, so I feel like the stuff that they would do and the stuff they would like put research into is like health potions, or like, what the fuck? Oh my god. I was using someone's playlist and that surprised me, is just randomly hearing Spider Dance from Undertale. Okay, this is not the vibe of our thing. Okay, let's change it to this one. There we go. Okay, that's a bit better. That caught me so off guard. What the fuck? The Undertale soundtrack is a bop, but like that's not like, it's not like intense writing or like planning. It's kind of just like, I feel like I have to like do something for that. Anyway. Like it's super like practical and like focused. So I don't see them like being like, let's try to go to space. I don't really think anyone's trying to get to space, but like, it's super, like, it's not, like, they're not super into finding, like, magical ways to drive a car, like, or, like, make a car, or, like, super, like, as I said, weapons earlier, that they aren't super into, like, artificer type weapons and whatever. Not that advanced. Any progress is more focused and practical, like health potions. Or what else? I'm just gonna say and such, because I can't really think of any other, like, type sciencey things right now. Time. What does this mean? I wrote this, I, like, set this up so long ago, so I don't know what that means. How does their, like, time system work? I'm just gonna move on and not worry about that one right now, because I don't quite know what that means. I have to figure out. Communication. Okay. How would the people of Oldsphere communicate with each other? This is gonna be a little bit dependent on what tribe you're in exactly. Because, like, there's one tribe called Nightmare Hawk. And I was planning for them to send hawks out to, like, with, like, little, like as, like, you know, like messenger pigeon type, like with, like, a little things tied around their leg or something. Like, I feel like I'm just realizing now that I'm very much into this stream that I forgot to set up closed captions this time. Ah, no. Please. Configure. Let me do this. I can set up this real quick. I'm honestly not gonna go on for crazy long, but oh, you're getting the exposure right now. Turn on. There we go. Okay. Got the little behind the scenes thing. Wow. Sorry about that. I just forgot about it, to be honest. That's my bad. That won't happen again. I promise. I'll be better. I'll grow as a person. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh, right. Okay. The tribe Nightmare Hawk is gonna have, like, little messenger hawks that they send out because, like, you know, Nightmare Hawk, it's in the name. Like, it makes sense that they'd have, like hawks, you know? So I would say various they communicate by mail. I'm gonna change it to letters. Letters and messengers that carry those letters. Depending who it is depends on tribe. Yeah. Let's go through. The Oldsmere tribe itself. What would they do? I think they would just honestly send a person with a donkey. Like, they just have like a actual messenger system. Like, you know how people used to like pony, what's it called? It was like the thing where, it would be like a person and riding like a horse, and it would like, they would travel a certain area and then there'd be a stop, and then like they trade out horses or get someone else and then trade the letter to that. They would go a certain distance. Like, it was like a pass along thing where they would like, people would deliver letters with stuff. Like, they would carry letters while they rode horses across the country. So like, I don't think it would be quite like that. I think it's just gonna be like one person. But I think it would be like a system like that. I think that'd be good. Okay. Sunway tribe. Sunway. Okay. I have not written that much for Sunway yet, if I'm going to be honest. Let's go back over to my world building. Country. Trying to see if I remember what I've written about Sunway. I just wrote the leader. Yavin the Fierce. Okay, that does not help me that well. Okay, yeah, that did not really help me. But the person's title is the Fierce, so. I don't know what they would do. That's a good question. I'm just gonna write all of the names down. I might not figure out all the exact what they use. Okay, Nightbearhawk's next. Now, basically, just if I get any ideas. Like, this is very, the way I've been doing this stream is very, like, kind of out of the order and just doing stuff, because, that's not how you spell messenger. But that's kind of how I write my stuff for my campaigns. I'm very, out of order. Like, I'm very, like, all over the place. Okay, flower tribe. I feel like this would be ooh, you know what would be really, really cool? Okay, if instead of like an animal or like a person or something, they have like this like plant that like if like you buy you, it can like grow and like, you know how like a flower like blooms? Like it will like bloom, but like inside will be like the letter. Oh, that would be cool. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay. How the fuck do I describe that though? How do I write that? Plant that will bloom, will grown, and bloom, and show you the letter. I don't know how to like succinctly write that because that's a very strange thing. So I just need to make sure I know Beliscar's. There's a chance I might change some of these names, to be honest, because I was just like trying to. names for me are one of the, like, especially not only names in general, but like names of like places. That shit's so hard to me. I hate that because I'm just so not good at like figuring out what to name things, you know? Like, I just never know. And it's so frustrating. Who is this? What? Oh. Beliscars. I feel like this would be some sort of cat. Or I don't know if I want like a tiger. Like that seems a little excessive for like a messenger thing. Some sort of cat. I think that would be good. Fish up, I think was next. I think the last one. This is the tribe that's on the coast. Like the only one that's by the coast. And the like only one that's into fishing, like at all. You can't really do like fish, cause like, or like some sort of sea creature, cause like no one else is like by the ocean. So that'd be a little dumb. Oh, let's see. This is tough. Okay, I might just do another person, like with a donkey. Because I don't really see them like sending like an animal or something, or a specific like like I might do a person with the donkey for Senway as well. So then it's like 3 people who just like do it this way, but like a couple tribes that are like doing their own thing, which is which also works because I was thinking that Senway and Fishhead are 2 of the tribes that are more willing to work together. Like, not that the other tribes are not willing to work together, but they are more independent to Oldsveer tribe. Like, Senway and Fishhead are a little bit more dependent to, like, not survival, but, like, efficiency? It's kind of a weird way to put it, but, like, they're not, like, strong on their own. While Nightmare Hawk and Flower specifically, Beliscars is kind of in the middle, but Nightmare Hawk and Flower tribe are going to be the 2 biggest, like, strong on their own tribes. So it makes sense that they would have their own ways, and then Beliscars is kind of in the middle. They kind of, like, just kind of do their own thing, to be honest. They're not, like, super strong on their own, but they're not, like, weak. Not that Senway and Fishhead are weak. It's just that they like to help. They like to work together. They're not like super like everyone is like a little bit of like war basis because it's like a very warrior based society, but it's not like their main focus. Like they're not like war driven. So this makes sense to me. Okay. think. I'm gonna skip this one right now because this seems like it's gonna melt my brain. Clothes. The clothes aren't too complicated of fabrics or design. Things like cheap wools, hides, fur, simple colors, like not like crazy colors, not like crazy designs. It's pretty very practical stuff. Yeah. Do I also have an area for... I'm gonna also put something for armor. Armor is very simple as well. I was imagining a lot of the people of Ulsphere to be barbarians. Obviously, there's gonna be some changes, there's gonna be some outliers. It's not that, like, every single person's a barbarian, but I was thinking, like, a fair amount are. It's, and barbarians don't need heavy armor. They barely need armor at all. So it makes sense that, like it wouldn't have, it would be kind of like really simple, like really like just like leather. Leather based. Most people in Ulsphere are barbarians. Okay. I'm gonna skip down to religion. One thing that is in this campaign is it's gonna have a very heavy religious base, because there is gonna be some of my inspiration for ideas and like the setting and like this type of campaign is like 5th century England or Europe in particular, which sounds bad. It's not gonna be totally like that old, but I really wanted the church to be really powerful and to, like, obviously the church, I'm not saying the church doesn't matter today, but like it's like I wanted it to like be in the like the olden times where it was like really heavily ingrained into stuff, right? So there's like this one main religion that is very like each country to be able to be in the alliance that keeps everyone together and people not from war anymore. You literally have to like say that you follow this religion. Like it's really ingrained into this country, like as a like not just Ulsphere but like all the countries together. But it's technically not illegal to follow other religions, but it's also gonna be very frowned upon or looked down upon. And I think that would be another reason why Ulsphere has such low political power and low respect. Not that they don't respect them, but it's just kind of like, it's just like they're just kind of there to the other countries a lot of the time. So, because I believe that Oldsveer would be very open to practicing other religions. Technically, Oldsveer has said that they believe in the main religion and that they follow it and they're devout leaders, but like that everyone knows that was kind of more of a political move to like not have to fight anybody instead of like true belief. They're pretty open to other religions. Aren't super into the main, I pressed cap lock. The main god. Super into the main god. But have officially stated they are due to political moves. I feel like out of everyone, Oldsveer, the Oldsveer tribe specifically does have a main god church. That's not his name, by the way. It's not like main god. It's just I just do that in my notes so I don't have to write the name every time and all this kind of stuff. Does have a main god church and is more into the main religion. Religion. Okay, thank you. That's how you spell that. Then the others, due to more outsiders working with them and having to be politically safe. I'm thinking that the Oldsveer tribe specifically are kind of about really the only ones who follow the main god compared to the other tribes, because like I've said before, they're super into being themselves and having everyone do their own thing and like living their own life. So because the Oldsveer tribe specifically has to deal so much with the other countries, they're the only ones the other countries go to. That's if for some reason outsiders did go to this Oldsveer, they would go to only the Oldsveer tribe, not really anywhere else. The prison's there, which means a lot of traffic of people coming in and out, get beliefs and stuff. So it makes sense that they have a little bit of bias into, like, they need to at least have a church of the main god, but all the other tribes, they don't give a shit. They don't work with those people. They don't talk to the other countries. Like, they don't have to represent the entire country and all the tribes. They don't have to have that standing. They can just believe what they want and be fine. So I think that's how it'd be. Oh my goodness. Okay. It is it's been like an hour 30. And the music has stopped up to this point, so it's like, oop, I'm pausing. So it's like getting perfect. I think I'm gonna end it today. I have a shit ton more to write. obviously. I had no intentions of me, like, finishing all the world building I have to do in this stream. But I feel like we got some good work done. We mostly focused on, like, minor details, but, like, hey, man, if minor details matter, you know? If it will just, like, leave you, like, if you don't at least have, like, a little bit of note sometimes, like, you'll just, like, if something comes up with, like, that thing, and you just have, like, I have no idea what to do, obviously a lot of it's gonna be improv. It's D&D. It can't do a lot of shit. You can't plan for a lot of stuff. But, you know, it's nice to have stuff for things I can think about, especially when I'm doing something very country-based. Like, for example, in another campaign that I ran that wasn't, like, a real campaign, it was kind of really based off of something. I had my players. I had this town that I was like, okay, they're gonna gear up, they're gonna rest there, and then they're gonna continue on to the main mission. And that was all the town was there for. So I had really little written about the town. And I had just, like, the mayor's name, a couple of the stores that were there, like, brief outline of what the town looked like, and I was like, this is good, you know? Great. Then one of my players, I made up, like, I didn't even really think of, like, Mayor's personality. I kind of just, like, had this, like, dopey personality or whatever. And then I slipped up because it was really on the spot, and I accidentally mentioned that, like, and when I was talking as the mayor, because they were talking to him, I accidentally mentioned that, like, I said a line that was like, well, no one's ever ran against me. And even though this player's character was, like, 13, no, like 15, something like that, like, young teenager, they decided that they were going to run for mayor's office. And I was like, okay, well, you're not old enough to do that. And then my player rolled a deception by saying, like, by lying about their age. They lied about their age to this mayor. They rolled like a crazy high roll for deception. I just was sitting there like, okay, I guess, like, he believes your age, so technically you can run for mayor. And then I did a bunch of rolls, we did a bunch of work, and they ended up winning mayorship, guys. They ended up winning mayorship. And then, so this town that I made to just walk through, one of my players became mayor. And, like, I was so unprepared for it. I was so unprepared for it. I never expected that was, like, a possible outcome. I didn't even think about, like, how the mayorship elections were run, because I didn't think it would matter at all, because I just expected them to move on to the next mission. Ugh, that was wild. That was so jarring for me, because I did not expect to deal with that issue at all. So now that I'm starting, like, a real campaign, and I'm, like, focusing on stuff and want a lot of detail, I'm, like, trying to think of all that same players in this campaign as well. So I'm very much trying to secure details, even of small stuff, because there's a chance they will run for mayor in a town that I had, like, a couple bullet points for. So, you know? Gotta think about this stuff. Gotta try to keep them on their toes. Try to get ahead. Thank you so much for joining this very atypical stream. I had a lot of fun. I know I was just rambling the entire time about random thoughts I had in my head about what to do. But it helped me write a lot, and this was really fun to do. So I probably will do another one of these again. I think this is a heck of a lot of fun. I love Dungeons & Dragons. huge amount. It's really important to me, and it's super fun. If you've never played Dungeons and Dragons, I really recommend it. There are like internet groups that will like play online as well. Like you don't have to just have like the classic like this is the tabletop. I have to meet them personally every time. Although that is very, very fun. However, there's other options. Especially in case like you don't know anyone who plays D&D. There's ways you can work around it, and I really recommend it. I think it's a heck of a lot of fun. It has fully consumed a good portion of my life. But you know, that's just how it goes. If you enjoy my content, you might want to consider hitting that follow button. In case and you want to see more streams and more stuff that I do. My Twitter that I've already plugged earlier, but I'm gonna throw in another plug again, is sadanxious_gay. It is where I post every time before I go live. I will post updates if something goes wrong, or I change a date, or I miss something. I've occasionally posted a couple random things, you know. You might want to give that a follow too if you're interested in keeping up with my streams. It's basically the place I'm going to do it. Thank you to everyone who has supported me doing this and watches my streams. It really means a lot to me. Just knowing that like there's some people out here that just want to like watch me be just talk about shit for like an hour 30. Like it's and I do. This is really fun to me. I have so much fun doing this stuff. Just doing it every week, every twice a week. Yeah, so anyone who joins, I really, really appreciate it, and thank you for being here. I stream every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Central Time for the U.S., if for anyone who's outside of that. I do about for an hour or two. I occasionally will change the times and maybe a date if something comes up. I'm about to start school again next week, so you know, occasionally something might come up with school and I might have to cancel something or postpone it. It sucks, but you know, stuff. If I have to do stuff. So if you want to catch me for streams, that's about time you do it. What else? Everyone drink some water, eat some food, get some nice sleep, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you for joining me. I will see you on Monday.